For many years, I've been meeting seniors who tell me the same story. They crawl into bed exhausted, drift off into a light sleep, and then just as they begin to rest deeply, the bladder calls, sometimes 2 times, sometimes 3 or even 4 times a night. The result, by morning they feel as if they never slept at all. I know this struggle personally too. Our bodies simply don't function the same way they did in our younger years. And when sleep is disturbed, the consequences show up in every area of our lives, our energy, our focus, even our blood pressure. But I have also learned that there are gentle, natural ways to retrain the body and support deeper, uninterrupted sleep. Today I want to share with you 5 of my favorite evening beverages that can reduce those midnight bathroom trips, as well as some simple lifestyle adjustments that make a world of difference. These are things you can try tonight, practical, safe and effective. Why seniors wake up at night? Let's start with the why. As we age, the bladder loses muscle tone. It simply cannot hold as much liquid as it used to. What once felt comfortable at a full cup now feels urgent at half that volume. For men, an enlarged prostate can press on the urethra, much like kinking a garden hose. For women, pelvic muscles stretched by pregnancy or weakened after menopause bring their own challenges. And then we mustn't forget the kidneys. With age, they produce more diluted urine at night, filling the bladder more quickly. It's truly the perfect storm. We produce more urine, we hold less, and we feel the urgency more strongly. The cost of this isn't just an annoying trip to the bathroom. Every interruption shatters our sleep cycle, making it harder to enter the deep restorative stages of rest. Over time, the effects accumulate: daytime fatigue, increased risk of falls at night, higher blood pressure, and even memory lapses. Some people begin to dread bedtime, creating a cycle of tension and insomnia. But take heart, there are ways to work with the body instead of against it. 5 beverages that support restful sleep. 1. Chamomile herbal tea. Chamomile tea has been a bedtime favorite for generations, and for good reason. It contains apigenin, a compound that binds to the same brain receptors as some anti-anxiety medications, only without side effects. It also contains a mild nerve relaxant that calms both muscles and mind. What makes chamomile special for seniors is its balance. It has just enough of a diuretic effect to help the body release excess fluid earlier in the evening, but not so much that it disrupts sleep. Studies show chamomile can reduce nighttime awakenings by up to 40%. I recommend brewing it strong, 2 tea bags steeped for 8 to 10 minutes. Drink it slowly about 60 to 90 minutes before bed. If you like, add a teaspoon of raw honey. The natural sugars won't spike blood pressure like artificial sweeteners can. For me, chamomile is more than a tea. It's a ritual. As I sip, I feel my body preparing for rest. 2. Tart cherry concentrate. Few people realize that tart cherries are actually one of nature's rare sources of melatonin, the hormone that governs our sleep-wake cycle. Unfortunately, as we age, our bodies make less melatonin, which is, one reason sleep becomes fragmented. A simple glass of diluted tart cherry concentrate about an hour before bed can really help replenish those levels naturally. I suggest mixing a 1/4 cup of unsweetened concentrate with a 1/4 cup of warm water. This way you avoid excess sugar and of course excess liquid. Be sure to look for 100% tart cherry concentrate, not the blends filled with added sugar. Use daily. It gently signals to the brain, it's time to sleep. If you've tried melatonin supplements with mixed results, this whole food option might be the gentler, more reliable solution. 3. Almond milk with cinnamon. If you often wake up with a dry mouth or restless legs, almond milk with just a touch of cinnamon can help. Unlike dairy milk, almond milk doesn't cause mucus buildup or digestive upset. It's rich in magnesium, a mineral that relaxes both muscles and the nervous system, including the bladder. Cinnamon adds its own magic. It helps keep blood sugar stable overnight. Without those spikes and crashes, the body avoids sudden thirst, heat, or urgency to urinate. To prepare, just warm 1 cup of unsweetened almond milk gently. Don't boil, as nut milks can separate. Stir in half a teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon. If you want, add a drop of vanilla or a drizzle of honey. Drink it about 45 minutes before bed. For many seniors, this simple creamy drink replaces the comfort of cow's milk while giving the body nutrients it can absorb easily. 4. Pure coconut water. Now let's talk about pure coconut water, which is really nature's electrolyte balancer. Unlike plain water, which often rushes straight through the bladder, coconut water helps the body absorb fluids more efficiently. Its high potassium content assists cells in holding onto hydration without bloating the bladder. It also prevents muscle cramps and restless legs, both common nighttime disruptors. The key here is moderation. Just half a cup about 90 minutes before bed is enough. If you like, you can even combine a little coconut water with chamomile tea, a soothing blend that hydrates, calms, and satisfies evening cravings. 5. Golden turmeric milk. Last but not least is golden turmeric milk, an ancient remedy that's as delicious as it is healing. The star ingredient, turmeric, contains curcumin, a powerful anti-inflammatory compound. It reduces joint pain, supports bladder and prostate health, and calms the nervous system. When you combine turmeric with milk, whether that's almond or dairy, a dash of black pepper, which by the way increases curcumin absorption by up to 2000%, and a hint of honey, you end up with a really comforting elixir. I drink this warm, not hot, so that it relaxes me instead of stimulating me. The calcium and magnesium in the milk add to its sleep supporting qualities. This is truly medicine disguised as a treat. Drinks and habits to avoid. Now let's address the beverages that undo our good efforts. Alcohol, for example, while a nightcap may make you drowsy, it actually fragments deep sleep and acts as a diuretic. Even 1 glass can increase nighttime trips. Caffeine is another culprit. Seniors process caffeine more slowly, so even a cup of tea at 3 p.m. can affect you at midnight. It's best to stop caffeine by 2 p.m. and switch to herbal teas. Sugary and artificially sweetened drinks spike blood sugar, increase thirst, and irritate the bladder. Even natural sweeteners should be minimal at night. And, even plain water in excess can be tricky. Timing is everything here. Drink most of your fluids before dinner, and after 7 p.m. sip only small amounts if needed. Acidic juices like orange, grapefruit, and tomato can inflame the bladder and create urgency, so it's better to choose low-acid alternatives earlier in the day. Lifestyle tips that make a difference. Beverages alone aren't the whole story. Habits matter too. First, elevate your legs. 20 minutes with your legs raised before bed helps shift daytime fluid buildup back into circulation so your kidneys process it earlier. Next, retrain your bladder. If you're urinating too often during the day, gently extend the intervals. Over weeks, this increases bladder capacity and reduces false alarms. Strengthen your pelvic floor as well. Kegel exercises, squeezing the same muscles you use to stop urinating, build control, and even men benefit. 3 sets daily can make a remarkable difference in 4 to 6 weeks. Also, watch your salt intake. Evening salty snacks or soups lead to overnight fluid release, so avoid processed foods after 6 p.m. and use herbs for flavor instead. Lastly, keep a bathroom diary. For just a week, jot down what you drink, when, and how often you wake. You'll quickly see patterns, and small adjustments can make big improvements. the Senior Sleep Savior recipe. As a special gift, I often share a recipe that combines the best of these remedies into one powerful nighttime drink. I call it the Senior Sleep Savior. Here are the ingredients: a 1/4 cup of strong chamomile tea using 2 tea bags, 3/4 cup of warmed almond milk, a 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric, a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, just a pinch of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of raw honey if you like, and a pinch of sea salt. The method is simple. First, brew the chamomile tea and steep for 8 to 10 minutes. Then warm the almond milk gently until it's steaming. In a mug, mix the turmeric, cinnamon and pepper together. Pour in the chamomile tea and almond milk. Stir in honey and sea salt if desired. Drink it warm, not hot, about an hour before bed. Used 4 to 5 nights a week. This blend calms the mind, reduces inflammation, supports bladder health, and really promotes deep restorative rest. Final thoughts. Friends, I know how discouraging it feels to face night after night of broken sleep, but you don't have to resign yourself to fatigue and frustration. With small, consistent changes, choosing the right evening beverages, avoiding the wrong ones, and adding a few lifestyle tweaks, you can dramatically improve your nights. I encourage you to start with just one of these drinks tonight. Make it a ritual. Give it a week. Then notice how your body responds. Over time, you may find yourself sleeping through the night or waking only once, refreshed and ready for the day ahead. Your bladder and your body will thank you.